right now. Good enough.
So I will
Okay,
use.
so let me just summarize what we've just talked. So we were talking about what's the importance of internet when it comes to developing relationships with people from other cultures and from all around the world. And we're now talking about the AI and how it makes professionals more lazier, not more lazier, but how it makes professionals lazier. And you were talking just about that. A person that will achieve certain age and will be replaced for younger people with more experience. So I want you to develop that subject.
Well, I was giving the example of programmers, like when they have to be logical and think about a line of coding. When we are asked to do something like that, like an application or help someone to learn about more about coding, everything, we have to be logical. Like in a math, in math, we have to be logical and give some time to think. You know, it's the same process when you do a test.
Just to figure out things better,
Yeah.
promote your reasoning.
And
That's
use
what
what you learned in your path, in your student
your
path.
daily life, your job,
This helps you because when we are in home, the parents asks you to solve problems. You don't use AI to solve this problem.
to do the dishes.
To do the dishes, of course.
That would be great. I mean, just imagine a robot doing the dishes and
Yeah.
getting all wet and then panicking.
Returning for the coding, we have to set up a time to think, use our own knowledge. But when the person uses just the AI, he will be in panic to solve the problem. He will be using the easier way. This is a huge problem because the person lost lose yeah the person the capacity of using loses their capacity to use their knowledge.
Their reasoning, of course, because they're not thinking. What is thinking for them is a machine that, of course, has its errors because AI is still being tested. Do you agree with that?
That's it.
So, how can you tell? Can you tell me more about AI being on test and, of course, still being used as the main tool of research, and how people trust AI so much, even though it's still on test?
Well,
Like
it is still on test.
better.
It's not perfect. The normally people use it because they think that it's easier. They give the answer very fast. And that's the problem because the AI, it uses a lot of informations of other sites, of other important sites. They set up the best sites, the best informations, but they summarize everything to you. So they cut important information.
Yes.
They
exactly.
cut important parts of the text that you could use to develop what you have to develop.
Yes,
Like
exactly.
a coding, a line of coding.
Yes.
Let's use an example of an application or a line of coding to organize the name of the author of a book, the genre of the book, and to summarize what the book is about, like the story or
Yes.
something, and the date that it was released. We have to do a line of coding about it. We have to organize everything. maybe you use HTML
Mm-hmm.
or maybe C. You can use it also. You can use also JavaScript to do it. But when you're studying, the teacher he doesn't want you to use like advanced content on the coding. He doesn't expect you to do that because you are
A student, you're still learning.
you're
about that
still learning.
subject.
So when you use the AI, it will use the best line of coding. So it will use advanced terms of coding.
And unfortunately, we all know that this coding might have errors. So how do
Errors
you
too.
deal with that?
Yeah, and when the teacher, when the teacher receives your line of coding, expecting the result, everything, he will see you using a lot of arrays and advanced methods
It's
of
not
coding.
cohesive to what your teacher
Yeah.
is
He
teaching
will
you.
think, oh, the student cannot create a class, but he can use advanced terms of coding. This is not true. He
It's
uses
a paradox.
it's a paradox. How he became so smart in so short period of time. That's not possible, you know. In the work, how I was talking about, I was talking about the workers. Yeah, the professional workers. Okay, so let's suppose that this student, he was studying coding. He became a programmer, but he was accepted in a company, in a Android company, maybe, or to work in Google. That's a good example too. Working in sites and everything. The boss will ask advanced questions, advanced things,
Coding.
advanced lines of coding to you, but you won't be able to do that. You won't be able.
Because AI did the job for him, so
Yeah.
he's pretending to be someone he's not in reality.
He is pretending that he's something that he's not, and that he won't be if he just if he just left this lies and he start to study, to work hard, to understand what he has to do,
Study.
to study, to do. And normally in this case, if we continue this huge process of a lot of people just asking the AI by a lot of things, like normal things of the routine, work, and also easy research, we will have a point in time, like in the future, that people will use like AI to ask how to cook
And just
rice and
imagine,
everything.
it's gonna be very generical because just imagine AI trying to give you a receipt of something you asked it to give you. So maybe how to bake a cake. You ask AI how to bake a cake, but then it kind of puts in a totally different order. And how is the result of it going to be? So it's very complex, very difficult to understand. And also, what I wanted to point is that we all know how AI works. So it takes lots of information spread all over the internet, and it summarizes the information that it has got. So sometimes this information is not cohesive to the truth, to what's the essence of it, So I will give you an example. I'm really sorry to interrupt you.
No, you
but
can use it.
I was searching about sun allergy because I have photosensitivity to sunlight. So when I go out on the sun, my skin turns completely red. And I was asking AI what I can do to solve this problem. And honestly, when it comes to things that are more rare, that still does not, things that still have not like this big process of research, and AI does not give you the right answer. So I asked AI for a treatment to this photosensitivity, and AI told me to protect my skin with sun cream, and honestly, it doesn't work. I've tried several times to use sun cream, but it didn't work. My skin still turns completely red. So what I'm trying to say is, the results of AI sometimes are not cohesive to reality. It is still being tested, as I just mentioned, but we do have to be careful about the results. And I've realized, at least in my school, that some students they do their research based on AI, and it's very generical. So you can tell apart a person who did the research by themselves, and others who just asked AI to do their job. So do you think it is able to recognize how AI works, how it writes, how AI um, puts all of this information together? Do you think it is possible for a teacher, mainly because teachers are dealing with several students using AI, so how can a teacher, what can we do to tell apart something that was made with reasoning and with a logical process, as you did, from a thing that was completely made based on AI research? How do you think we can, tell apart these two things?
We can tell apart these two things by, like in the example of the teachers, they have to pay attention in the ways that the students do their own homeworks
Yes.
and research, because I I just said it before, like the example of the student that does doesn't do their homeworks really great, and then he appears with advanced line of coding out of
And
nowhere.
words that he doesn't even know the
Yeah,
meaning of.
you have to pay attention
Yeah.
to the students. You
Yeah.
have to pay attention in the how they study, how they do their
How
work,
they think.
how they think. If they are too superficial, and
Them.
if they just don't care about the class. If you see, like, a student called Gabriel. Gabriel doesn't pay attention in the classes. He is all the time.
Sleeps.
He sleeps in all the classes.
He doesn't take notes.
He doesn't take notes, and he just goes like that. Oh yeah, yeah, teacher. Yeah, I
He
agree
just
with that.
agrees, and he
Yes.
don't really
yes.
know what's happening.
His participation on the class, it's basically
really
yes. It's basically yes. Oh yes, yes. Do you think that Adolf Hitler was a good leader? Yes, yes, of course. you know,
And
probably
that's crazy because he wasn't even paying attention.
it has a good chance that a student like that studies like in a poor way, using poor informations, or just using Wikipedia to summarize the informations in a presentation in the next day, he appears with talking about of advanced things, advanced informations that he didn't learn.
He doesn't know a thing
It's
about
obvious.
it,
It's obvious. It's
Yeah.
obvious that he used AI, or he just uh, he just copied everything from the internet. You
Yeah.
know. In the case of, yeah, it's the main case. It happens a lot in schools in general. But it will be harder in the future to discover if someone uses AI or not. I would
Because
use,
you will become more human. You will
yeah,
look more
but
like
it has
more
something
advanced.
more. It has
Advanced.
more bigger problem, you know, because when it comes to writing, the AI it's really good. You normally
I
can't.
don't think so, to be honest.
Yeah, but not really good. Oh, it's a revolutionary way of writing. No, but the images, the pictures, and everything. When you ask AI to make an image of you and your to create an image
Yeah.
of you and your friend in a anime style, it's really hard to to see if it is made by AI or not. The images, principally in this new AI method nowadays. In this year, 2025, we had a revolution in the AI using, I don't know if the name is Shot Evo 4. I don't know, it's Shot something like that. It uses advanced way of creating pictures and everything to make it very realistic. So it can be used to, what's the word? To use it to steal things, to I don't know the word. to
Flies.
no to pursue
Yeah.
to
yeah.
pursue people like oh,
Persuade.
to
Yeah.
persuade people,
Yes.
to persuade people like
Persuade, né?
yeah,
É essa
persuade
palavra.
people. Like I know people of 17 years old that doesn't know how to use the WhatsApp or to
Really?
yeah, we have a lot of them.
I haven't seen any of them.
Or
honestly.
80
Okay, that's more common.
80
No.
year people, they have a lot of difficulty to use the smartphones.
You mean people like by their 80s or 8 years old? Like,
Yeah,
you mean old people or
old
young
people in general.
Okay, so
I would give the example
so
of
by their 80s.
by the yeah. So I would give the example of my grandmother.
Good
Sh-
example.
She lives
Okay.
she lives on POE, and she doesn't want to use smartphones. Her TV on the what's the name?
Living room.
The living room, and also in the bedroom.
Oh, so she has two TVs. She's
Yeah.
rich.
But it's too old. It's like
Oh.
TVs from 90s, 80s, or
The 80s, I believe.
70s.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's too old.
It's really old. And
that squared
Yeah.
TV,
yeah,
that's very
in the
long.
living room, it's that square TV. But my cousin, he has a very technological bedroom with TV, console, Xbox, PlayStation, and everything. But in the construct, we have the living room.
On the other hand,
We have my grandmother just having access to informations in a squared TV.
who has basically no quality.
And she
No.
doesn't like modern TVs because she believes that the old TVs are stronger. They have more durability.
Oh yeah.
Durability, and the TVs nowadays they are really thin.
Yes,
So
yes.
that's something that she doesn't like on modern TVs. She also doesn't like smartphones. She also she just uses that Nokia's.
No, that.
Oh, Nokia's.
that brick
Yeah,
cell phone.
the brick,
No, the big brick.
the big brick,
If someone hits you with that, basically you're considered dead.
and
because
the
it's
smaller
the end of your
one,
life.
and the smaller one too. She uses
But
a
these
lot.
are good. I mean,
Yeah.
nowadays cell phones, they tend to, that period of life is very short. So your grandma is really, I do agree with your grandma, but I think technology is everything. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe because I'm from Gen Z, we are from Gen Z, so it makes us very, very suspect to talk about technology nowadays because we're always gonna support what we have now.
Yes. So let's continue on this example of my grandmother. She doesn't like modern things, but she also struggle with modern things, but with modern accessories and everything. But it's really easy to pursue people like my grandmother
Yes.
using AI,
Yes.
using the AI to create an image of
a dinosaur was found in the state of vacuum.
Yeah.
And things like that. And she believes a dinosaur
or
alive.
maybe something that she likes, like a very old TV that has a lot of durability, but the image the picture of the promotion, the TV, it is a cost of 3,000. How an old TV like that would cost 3,000? It's very hard.
And
In Piauí.
we've came to an interesting point, to be honest. These days, my teacher was talking with us about how old people and even younger ones have to be trained to deal with fake news. So we were talking about that, and it's a very interesting point because you told me that your grandma is easily people can persuade her easily because of this tool that is AI that can manipulate information, manipulate images. So we've come to an interesting point because in Finland, do you know this country? A Nordic country. So in Finland, the happiest country of the world, they've started to their classes. They have specific classes for fake news. So kids know how to recognize fake news, and even no woman, no lady knows how to recognize. And I mean, it's something that is not we do not think about when it comes to older people, and it will be more difficult for them to know how to tell apart what's true and what is a lie. So in Finland, it's a good example because the citizens, the Finnish people, now have this education of knowing how to recognize AI, what's made by AI, what's fake, and what is true. So in Brazil, I know it's not a fair comparison to make because we're talking about Brazil and an European country, totally different realities. But do you think someday Brazil, the government, are going to be able to promote these thought about knowing how to tell apart these two things? Do you think it's more cultural and Brazilians like to believe in lies? What do you think it's gonna happen? Do you think one day we'll be able to educate our citizens just like Finland is doing with their citizens? What do you think?
Nowadays, I think no, because I found it really hard because our government, it has a really huge problem with organization to
Definitely.
introduce new technologies in the routine of people. I will use a lot of example of conversation that I had with my mother. She was watching some videos on Instagram Reels, and then she was watching a video of a kangaroo
Oh,
of a kangaroo
I wasn't expecting for that.
not being allowed to enter in an airport, to enter in a plane. Yeah. So in this video we had a woman. She had a kangaroo with her, and we also had a man or a woman. She was talking and saying, "No, you can't bring kangaroos to the airport. It's not allowed."
But it's my pet.
But
And
it's
what
my
is-
pet. Oh no! And then, oh no!
Oh,
The
my
policia
kangaroo.
The policia no. So,
Not the police again.
and then my mother came with
Came to you.
came to me with this video, and she asked me, "Oh, that's real?" No, it's not real. It's
That's
obviously
Rio de Janeiro.
it's obviously AI. No, I had
AI
a
made.
really problem to I had to
Convince her.
think. I had to think if it was real or not. And then
Because it seemed real.
I found something very unreal in the expressions of the woman that was saying that the kangaroo was not allowed to be there.
It was
Like,
not human,
Yeah,
right? I almost say
the
nah.
space was really weird, and the woman was having some expressions in the face
Weird.
like oh you know it's really because when you don't hear nothing, and the like if you just how would I say that, if you just shut your ears,
Oh, okay.
to not listen nothing, and then you say, oh, to your friend, talk something. I will try to recognize it, to understand what you're talking about just by your mouth.
Yeah, you're gonna read.
You
try
can
to
do
read.
it. You can do it. You can understand something. But in the case of AI, it had a text, something, but the mouth doesn't
Doesn't move properly.
to form words, to form real words. It just do this. It's really
Yeah,
weird.
very robotic.
I even don't know how to express it because it's really weird.
Yeah, because it's not meant for humans.
Yeah,
You know, it's
I
a
don't know
robot.
how I could call this method that I have to recognize if that's AI or not.
Is it like lip sync? No, I don't
No,
think it's lip sync.
I will give you
No.
an example. May
No,
I?
but I know what you're
Yeah,
talking about.
just ask something.
It has like these weird movement, mouth movement.
Yeah, but I will take a AI picture, and I will just explain how it's so weird. AI generated.
It is very weird. I mean, I've
Yeah.
seen a couple of videos on the internet about the Bible. So do you know story Bible? Oh my gosh!
Here we
it's
have
so
one.
weird.
Here we have one. That's a good example.
It's AI made.
If
definitely looks.
If
like
someone,
no one looks like that.
let's use the example of the lightning. The lightning.
It's very weird. Yeah.
The lightning, it's very unreal. It's
Yeah,
very
unrealistic.
superficial.
Yes.
And the skin, it's really clean.
I mean, no one looks like that.
No one looks like that.
These traits are like too perfect to
And
be
the-
human.
The hair too.
Yeah. Every
the-
hair on its
the
right
skin-
place.
the skin
it's
is
definitely
something-
AI.
The skin is something that you can use to understand.
But I was trying to remember of a video that my mom was watching recently. Do you know the Bible, right?
Yeah.
The Bible. So there are some characters there, and AI has took it to another level. So people are taking Bible characters and making AI short videos about that.
To show how
How
they
they
look
will
at-
act. No,
Oh.
not how they look. How they will act.
I
Yeah,
have
this
seen.
is so weird.
I
I
have
mean,
seen one.
they have the same vocabulary that we have nowadays. So it's very, very weird.
I
you
watched
know what I'm talking
I
about.
watched a video of a lot of people walking in the desert following Moses.
Yeah.
and they ask Moses, we are walking in this desert for 40 days and we don't have nothing to
We don't have
eat.
anything.
We don't have anything. 40 days in the desert, do something.
Are you crazy? Do something about
I was
that.
going to say some Brazilian expressions, but it will be very weird to use like
in an English context, but it's alright.
yeah.
No, that reminds me of a video of José, which is he's with his brothers he's with his siblings on the desert, and he says something like, "No, I'm here with my bros, and I can see a hole right in front of me, and I'm here we're just walking, we're just chilling," and he's using like expressions like
Yeah.
from nowadays. So it's very funny, but it's very scary too,
I
because it looks
saw-
so real.
I
you
saw
know?
a video of Moses walking in the night in the desert,
Oh.
and then he sees a tree in fire. That happens in the Bible when God talks with Moses.
Yeah.
It's one of the most emotional moments in the story of Moses.
Mhm.
And then he takes his smartphone to
Yeah.
start recording
Yeah.
and talk about, hey guys, I found this tree in
Yeah.
fire here. And
He's basically vlogging. He's talking to
Yeah.
the camera, so
vlogging
it's very
with
funny. It's
vlogging
very funny.
talking about that, and God starts talking, put this phone down, and then the phone falls. That's it. It's a
Okay.
really weird video.
But it's very funny.
It's
indeed.
funny. It's funny. It's funny.
I think AI should be should be used for that kind of stuff. But when it comes to telling lies to people, making them believe things that are not real, then I think it's not the purpose
Oh
of
my
AI.
God, I
Because
found wrong
AI
things here.
has been created to make things easier, but we still need to have that effort to search and to think. So as you've just said, it's all about being logical and having this hard work to do things and reasoning, so it's about not letting a machine replace your thought.
Yeah. I have 2 examples now. I'm giving a lot of examples.
He's a guy of
The guy of the examples.
the guy of the
Uh,
examples.
Let's give an example.
The last one. No, it's not the last one.
It's the last one. Like when we were babies.
I don't trust you.
When
I do not
I will
trust
give
you.
more
I'm not
examples.
sure.
When we were babies, we had
I'm still a baby.
reborn baby.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
No.
That's something
I
that we
find
have to
that
talk
so
later.
offensive.
That's something
No,
that we have to talk
we've
later.
been talking for about 30 minutes.
I lost Portugal versus Spain game now.
But
talking
that's
about
for a
the
good
AI.
reason.
But let's
That's
go.
for a good reason.
The problematic about being logical, it's really important because when we were babies, we have to be logical. We had a lot of help of our parents to learn
And-
how to walk.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
important. It's really good. Nowadays we have a lot of babies of 2 years old scrolling in the TikTok. That's weird. That's really weird.
It dances.
Yeah,
with
and
the
then
baby.
and then
They dance like
these
that.
these kids, they grow. They go to a barbecue with their
Relatives.
relatives, with their family, and she's there with their cousins, like that. And she's really introvert, just scrolling in the social media. She doesn't talk. She doesn't eat something.
Just scrolls, keep
she
scrolling.
just scrolls and dance. Oh yeah.
And no, but we've came to an interesting point because recently I was at the shopping center with my mom and we were buying clothes there. So I was at the queue with my mom and out of nowhere I saw a kid. Literally, she was dancing out of nowhere and no song, no. I mean, she wasn't listening. She wasn't even. She didn't even had headphones or anything like that. She wasn't listening to any music, and she was dancing like this. Is so mad. She was. She looked ill, mentally ill, to be honest. So, we've come to a point where people are insane.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest problem.
When I gave the example of the baby, but now
I gave the example.
Stop
giving examples.
I will give the example of what was the example?
The guy of the examples does not remember what he's
the
going to
example
talk.
of when we learn how to multiplicate numbers.
X.
Yeah.
Times. Yeah.
It's normally a lot of kids of our generation, of Gen Z or the last generations, they learn it in a really not problematic, in a really they had to put a lot of effort to
solve it or you die.
Yeah.
Basically like
with
that.
like the mother here, and may I just
get
an example?
Sure.
Oh, I'm doing the lesson here, and the mom, no, do it right. How you can't do it?
And the paper is completely soaked in tears.
Yeah, and you're in a so problematic situation that you have to use your eraser a lot of times.
Your rubbish to rub it off.
So the paper, it becomes you can.
It's wet.
It's
completely wet by your tears.
And you can't understand nothing because you used your eraser a lot of times. A lot of times. That's the matter. That's the important thing. They have to put effort and hard work to learn the things, to solve problems, so they can go to advanced problems. That's the matter, to learn how to socialize and solve problems. Oh, I have to do a presentation in 2 weeks. So normally the students, they reunite, they talk about it. But nowadays they don't talk about it. They just, oh no, you want to talk about it? Let's use the AI. It's more easier, that's it. And you just go, so I will do nothing because you use just the AI. That's really disappointing because it's important to our life. If we continue
to socialize, to increase your capacity of learning, of talking.
Our ancestors.
Good example. I know what
our ancestors, they had to really put a lot of effort to know how to manipulate the fire,
and they
how to create.
No, sorry about interrupting you, but it's that you've just reminded me of. Do you know why our how we've survived, like our ancestors survived? Just because of the communication. They were able to communicate with others, other people. I don't know if they were people, of course.
Yeah.
But it's weird to call them people. But
our ancestors, they had to hunt mammoths for food.
To survive.
Terrifier wolves. I don't know if that's the name of the species. It's terrifier wolves. Yeah, they were bigger wolves. They were quicker. They had a lot of wild
They were
instincts.
truly predators.
Yeah, truly predators. And what species what species that they were afraid? us because we were really smart to use tools like stone tools to hunt, and because we work it in group.
Yeah, the biggest ability was being able to communicate.
Yeah.
So talking about our plans, and that's basically why I am here right now, why he is here right now. Because back then the language sounds were created to warn about predators coming, and to communicate and being able to work in groups. So what made our ancestors survive and was basically the language. So just think about the importance of it.
That's it. I think that we have to finish here, but
Yeah, because 40 minutes already.
yeah, but that's
Just
the
to
matter.
conclude.
That's the important thing. To
Yes.
solve easy problems, to go to easy problems to very advanced problems in your life, because back then our ancestors, they had to really think, put effort, and be logical to start to
solve
be
problems.
logical, to think how to manipulate fire, to do stone tools, to do to go to the metal tools, and to manipulate. That's crazy.
That's
we
the point.
we have the capacity to manipulate uh, chemical elements. That's really crazy. We went to learn how to manipulate
Well, that
fire.
was very ahead.
Yeah, we had
It
a
was-
lot of time to do it, but it's incredible. We are incredible, and
Yeah.
now we are just using the AI to
To do-
something very easy.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
that's easy, and it helps you to start
to build a reasoning.
yeah, to put more advanced words, advanced vocabulary to talk. That's
But
why
it's
we are
not, here. Yeah, exactly. AI, unfortunately, people who use AI, I think they do not see, they do not understand, or they just do not want to understand that it's not who they are. So they use, difficult vocabulary and words that they even don't know the name of, but it's not who they are. So yeah, by my
battery power 15%.
so, but yeah, just to conclude, we had these amazing conversation. It was like a podcast, and that thing, sorry, that thing started all because I asked about the importance of internet in developing relationships.
One more thing, one more example. That's really important. If we are becoming lazy, if we are becoming very lazy, that's really problematic to us, because when
I mean, everyone has a brain. Why don't use it?
it's a device. If you are a student,
a man advice.
it's a device. If you struggle to study math, physics, or any subject, and then you yeah,
Another example.
you come with your book, and you don't know how to start, what to study, and you start to study, and you feel like you're not understanding nothing, you feel that you are dumb. That's the process of learning.
Yes.
You're becoming smart, you're becoming better when you
Yes,
when
exactly.
you struggle to think, oh, I don't know, I'm not
Just
understanding.
try. I mean,
You're trying, that's
Yeah.
important. At some time, if you try even harder, if you try, you will get it. You will know how to do it.
and it's all about being better than you were yesterday. Even if it's just 1%, you have to improve that 1%. It makes total difference, because when you stop to analyze how much you've improved, then these 1% has turned into a lot, has turned into a 30%, into a 50%. So it's all about being better than you were yesterday. And as my friend Joaquin here just told me, just said, learning is about that. So learning is the process that you're doing to improve. So no one has become good in anything. No one has, no one was already born with a natural talent or something like that.
Talent
People,
doesn't exist.
yeah, people just improve. They have their abilities. So if you don't have an ability yet, it's probably because you're not developing it the right way. But everyone is naturally born with their abilities. What will tell people apart when it comes to learning, and when we're talking about abilities, is how they work, how their process was to achieve a certain point in a certain ability. So it's all about knowing your value, recognizing that everyone has a brain, to use it, and the sun shines every day for everyone.
You said it before about the creativity. That creation is about creativity. So we all have the ability to create when we
Yes.
are born. But then we develop the
Yes,
creativity.
exactly.
That's important. You have the creation, the power of creation in your
Everyone
hand.
is naturally born a creator, but these people only develop they develop creativity
Yeah.
from all over their lives, and
You can develop your creations, and when you start to do
It's only 50 minutes.
advanced creations and everything,
50 minutes.
you get better and you develop your creativity. So that's it, guys. I hope you like it. This conversation. No
Just
one will see
thumbs up.
this conversation. Then
Thumbs
we are
up.
crazy. We are doing a podcast that no
Thumbs
one
up.
will watch, and that's
Subscribe.
it, guys.
No. Let me just finish.
Let
Okay,
me give an example.
No more examples. So yeah, I've invited my friend here, and well, this has come so much deeper than I thought it would, be. So yeah, thumbs up and subscribe, and this conversation got
That's it,
so
guys.
much deeper than I thought it would get.
Bye. Example.